Bruce Fitzgerald, and I was in the Coast Guard for 4 years, 1969 to 1973. I moved here 42 years ago. I've built 4 houses out on Road 21 and retired from the post office here. I worked at the post office here for 11 years. I am City Councilman Ward 3. I joined the Coast Guard when I was 18. I had already signed up for the draft. I joined in March and I got my draft notice in July of that year. Had I not gone in the Coast Guard, I would have been drafted. I got the choice of my services and I went in the Coast Guard. Boot camp was in San Francisco Bay. It's still there. And I was in there for 9 weeks and got orders to the Coast Guard stations in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. And my grandfather lived in Brookings, Oregon, on the South Oregon coast. So that was one place I wanted to go. So lifeboat stations are stations that kind of like fire department and police department all rolled into one. You had authority to arrest people, and you had the requirement to rescue people when they're out on the ocean. And I've been in a few rescues, really interesting. The first station I was at was at Siuslaw River at Florence, Oregon. And there was 15 guys on board that base. The Coast Guard is not a big service branch. There's 39,000 people in the Coast Guard. I go to Coos Bay for training. I trained on the Columbia River and learned how to run lifeboats. I've never been in a boat that rolls over. If you're in rough waters, rough seas in a lifeboat, you wear a wetsuit and a life jacket and helmet and a belt that looks like a telephone lineman's belt, and you're clipped to the bulkheads of the boat. So you'll stay with the boat as it rolls over. I went in during the Vietnam War, and it was an interesting time for us. I got out in '73 and I gained the advantage of being in the GI Bill. Yeah, they paid for my college, and that's the only way I would have gone through college. I come from a family of 10. My parents weren't going to send me to college. So the GI Bill helped me get through college. And yeah, it was really an interesting time for me. I'm very proud to be a veteran. And come to find out, what's the percentage, like 8% of the US public are veterans? It's not a big percentage. When I was going into the service, I thought everybody was going in. But it ended up not being that many. So kind of interesting. Happy Veterans Day. Make sure you take advantage of it. I have my flag flying at my house, and it's an important day for us.